DraftKings Sportsbook is the best place to bet touchdowns. I have teamed up with DraftKings to bring you all your favorite ways to bet touchdowns as we start to wrap up this NFL season. New customers can turn $5 into $300 if your bet wins. Paid in bonus bets, the crown is yours. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use the code SONNEN, stay on the action, and use your bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Love the thrill of live betting? Bet live on star player props and in-progress games right as they happen. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code SONNEN and bet just $5 on any wager and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. That's promo code SONNEN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Paddy the Baddy is going to beat Justin Gaethje. That is my prediction. Many call it the curse, but I didn't come to this conclusion. I didn't really come to this conclusion until yesterday. And leading into this fight was interesting. It was interesting because of the stance that Justin Gaethje took. And you just have to ask yourself as a viewer, what's real? Is this a negotiation? Should I take him at his word? Is it the proverbial grain of salt? Right? Justin Gaethje's saying, hey, give me a title shot or give me my walking papers. Either give me a shot at the belt, don't care who the opponent is. As a matter of fact, when Justin Gaethje started saying this, he believed the opponent was going to be Ilia Topuria. Understood it could be Sarukian. There was really no talk of interim title. I mean, I'm saying that in Justin's defense. Like, he was very open, the competitor in him. He was open to competing with anybody but wanted an opportunity for the belt. And he laid his argument out, which wasn't that good. It wasn't very strong. And what he laid out is just all the things that he's done, all the great matches that he's had and the time in the UFC and the things he's done for the UFC and that he deserved a shot at the belt. And the reason I say it wasn't that good is in Justin's last 4 fights, 2 of them have been for the belt. And it was the BMF belt. The big fight with Max, the greatest knockout of all time, right? UFC 300, that was for the BMF belt. And Justin's fight before that was against Poirier, and that was out in Salt Lake City, and that was for the belt. That's the night he won the BMF belt. And my assumption was that he didn't view the BMF belt as the belt. That wasn't the belt that he was talking about. And that could be right. I would think he would be hard on himself. I think that he should feel like a champion. I can tell you as a viewer, I view him as a champion. When I talk about champions, I would say him. But therein lies the problem, right? I mean, is the BMF belt a belt or not? Because if it's not the belt, then neither is the interim. So what is it that we're fighting about here? We're fighting about opportunities. We're fighting about main events. We're fighting about money. Like, what is it that we're talking about? And this is just why I didn't think his argument was very good when he was saying, "Hey, give me a shot at the belt," because I took on Fedzayev on short notice and I beat Fedzayev. It's like, well, not for nothing. You do get something for that in this industry. Like, when you fill in on short notice, particularly against a really hard fight, and to remind you, Gaethje was a 2-1 underdog. He was supposed to lose that fight. He strapped up, he got licensed, he made weight, and he made that walk, and he won. You do, in this industry, get something for that. I just didn't think his argument that it's about time I get recognized for a belt when 2 of his last 4 were for a belt. One of them ended up in what many call the greatest knockout of all time against him. Oh, and by the way, it was Guy. Found a weight class. This is not an anti-Justin Gaethje piece, but I love Justin Gaethje. I just didn't understand that argument. And the whole reason I bring this point to you is when a guy starts coming out and he's talking about release me, it doesn't go well. Not historically. When a guy starts coming out and talking about retirement, when he comes out and he starts talking about my last one, They're all the same conversation, right? Any variation of retirement, my last one, any variation of that is the same thing, which is a foot in and a foot out. But as a viewer, me, there's also room that it's a negotiation, which I must mention went Gaethje's way. I don't get to sit back and say Gaethje got this wrong. He didn't. He got it right. He got his way. As long as the belt isn't the belt, it's a belt, which is what I think it should be. I don't care what you put in front of champion. I don't care if you put interim, if you put undisputed. I don't care if you put BMF. I don't care if you put lightweight, heavyweight, middleweight. I don't care. I think those are great accomplishments. So, but you still have to consider it, right? When a guy's talking about do this or I'm done, is it a negotiation or is he about done? So then Justin's coach had come out, Trevor Whitman, and he was very honest. And he said, this is our last run. And there was nothing wrong with that statement. It was a very honest and accurate, and it's true. I don't know how old Justin Gaethje is, but I know he's closer to 40 than he is 30. I'm going to guess he's 35. I'm guessing, though. I know I'm close. And this will be his last run. Now, does that create an urgency? That can be a helpful thing, right? I'm just trying to get into mindset. That can be, that's why Coach Whitman said it. He was saying, hey, we've got no room for error. We have to get this right. This is our last run. It was a very, so you have to take that into consideration. And then you look at Paddy. And Paddy's nowhere near any of that. Nowhere near. Whether I'm fighting for the belt here or I'm fighting for the belt later, or where's Ilya and that's the guy I want to fight. And it's just a different mindset. And how much does that matter? Is Gaethje 1 foot out, or is Gaethje that of urgency? Like I don't actually know, but I'm left to guess. And then he does a press conference yesterday, and he starts talking about the money. And now here's where things started to get really weird. Like Gaethje did a press conference, and he called Daniel Cormier out by name. He goes, Daniel Cormier is saying that everybody's going to get more money with this new deal, and I'm not getting $1 more with this new deal. And you're going, well, Justin, logistically, what in your mind do you imagine that would look like? There's 700 plus athletes under contract. Do you believe when the UFC goes out and does a deal, then they contact all 700 athletes? Like you've been here long enough to know that's not how the structure works. It was just a strange comment. And it was followed up by, I've gotten 14 bonuses and I haven't gotten $1 million. And everybody that's watching it, from any walk of life, is watching it going, wait a minute, you're in an industry where you're eligible for bonuses every time you go to work? Oh, and by the way, over your career, you can nearly get $1 million. What do you mean in bonus? You're talking about free money? What do you mean by the word bonus? Somebody's giving you money they don't owe you? Nobody watching it can relate. No fan, no viewer, nobody at the UFC. No department. No PR, production, marketing. Like there's nobody that can relate to the idea that when you go to work, you're eligible to get a bonus. Oh, by the way, over time they could total $1 million. It was just strange. The whole thing was weird. Started talking about what he did with his money, and he was able to take his family on vacation, and he bought a house that his sister rents from him. Like, it just got weird. Everything got weird. Where I'm watching the interview, and I'm getting uncomfortable and going, man, you know that British dude? That British dude with the weird hair? We're doing an interview. We're talking about everything in the world but him. You know that Georgian dude that's representing Spain? We're doing interviews and we've talked about everything in the world but him. You know that dude named Sarukian that orders the really big meals? We're doing an interview talking about houses in Arizona. We're talking about bonuses and free money that wasn't enough money. What we did with the money and what we wished we would have done with the money. We're talking about everything but Ilia Topuria, Arman Sarukian, and Paddy the Baddy. And in my opinion, that's a bad approach. I believe Paddy the Baddy is going to leave your interim champion.